What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, Von Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, move on to treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hello and welcome to another week of your show. My name is Gary, and we are so damn glad to have you here. Still the only live show on YouTube located in Saskatoon from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Whew, that was tough. I had to run back in here and I'm out of breath. As well, we'd like to make up shows that we are number one in on YouTube. For instance, we are the number one show on YouTube that features a host that can't catch his breath to start the show. We're number one. We're number one. As well, we also got a dog here. And this dog has her very own camera, and here is the proof. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Mega Cam. Let's check on her to look at her. See, she knows she's so close. She's so close to supper time, she can feel it. She's even got the eyes going right now. What's up with the eye blinks there, girl? Oh, she might slumber. We're getting close to a little puppy slumber. The Maggie Cam for our incredible friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, along with Leroy. Always there to give you the greatest service in the history of pet stores. As well, if you go after hours, you'll see Kirsten, Shar, or Chris, and they will take care of you throughout the weekend as well. Either way, the greatest service in the history of pet stores is at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. And we love them so much because they allow us to kick every show off with the greatest, most beautiful puppy on the planet. We also had a football game over the weekend, and before we get to anything else, I think we have to go and check in on our boy LB because he had a pretty rough weekend. Let's go ahead and play that one, guys. He's our rider insider. His name's LB. You can check him out. New episode Viewing Room out today. He did one yesterday. He was so sad. How are you, buddy?
I've been better. I have been better.
I can't Eeyore like that the whole time. It's too hard.
Yeah,
Man.
I nailed it for like a good
so
45-minute episode of the viewing room.
It was incredible. Like just the.
There wasn't a lot of viewing room content from me anyway. It
Didn't
was mostly just Ethan talking about things and being the usual Ethan self and me just
just not having it. You're not having his positivity. You weren't having his. What's it called? His jubileness, all the cool stuff that we love about the dragon. Wasn't working on you that day, buddy.
No, it wasn't.
So, what's it, day 3 now? Saturday was the game, Sunday, my said. Basically, this is your third day now in recovery. How are you holding up?
I think I'm getting there. It's...
How's the home life? Has mom and dad kick you out yet?
Not yet.
Smash anything? No?
Not yet, no.
Well, that's good. What happened to your boys, man? What happened to the Riders against the Bombers?
I don't even think they deserve to be called the Riders. That was a completely different team. Like I don't know who that was, but it was not the Riders.
So you're sounding like Trevor Harris right now, a little bit, with his
I didn't pay attention. You know what?
Well, he came out and said, you know what? If they see me as the quarterback of the future, that's great. I'll be here. But if not, I'll get out of the way.
I was thinking about that, and in my opinion, we need to keep him in the organization, but not as a quarterback. He needs to be a quarterback coach.
Oh.
Because he is phenomenal at picking apart defenses and getting the ball out quick, right? And like just his analysis of the defense is really good. But he doesn't have the legs anymore for it.
He's older. He's an older guy, yeah.
And I don't think... And so my what I would like to see is him move up to the quarterback coach role and then bring in like Davis Alexander or something, some young... quarterback with some potential and have him really work with them.
So he's good enough to shape the minds, just not enough to be the mind.
Well, he could be. I just think it's too much of a risk.
Would you want him as a backup and a tutor, if you will, or you're talking straight quarterback coach? You ain't getting on the field there, Trevor Harris.
The coach, unless it's like the situation the Bombers or the Argos are in right now.
Oh yeah, you're emergency guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something. So. Okay, that's interesting. I like that. So you believe in the future Just maybe not with him.
Well, I think he could be, but I don't think that's the best chance.
Okay. Now, getting back to the game a little bit, what went wrong? What went wrong for the Riders? Or should I say what went right?
Special teams went right.
There you go. Yeah, we got that.
We had a punt recovery, and Korsak made a great decision there on the one to run it for the first down instead of punting. That's about it.
Oh, man.
There was we lost our camera.
Hey, come back, camera. I wonder how this is going to play over. You'll come back. But then it's going to focus. I even heated it up, too. It was like 16. I got it up to
I don't think it's a cold because it does it when it in the middle of the summer.
I guess that's a great point. And there we go.
There we go.
And we're back!
We're back.
You could probably edit that. Hey?
Oh.
And now it's going to focus.
Oh.
Whoa. It's like, I don't know if I like those guys. Maybe we'll keep this part in. This is pretty fun. It's like, it might be too ugly for the camera.
Okay.
And we're back!
There we go. You get a great look at the whole.
Yeah, nice one. Look at
set.
the tooth booth. You can get a little Dr. Hausman Associates plug in there. Hey, well done.
There we go.
We'll keep a little bit of that in. That's pretty fun. So, do we even want to talk about the cup?
Well,
do you want to talk
here's
about
the predicament. I refuse to cheer for the Bombers.
Yeah.
And refuse to cheer for Toronto.
Yeah.
However, I think the Bombers are going to win.
Yes.
So I really just want the game to end in a tie. I want to see what they would do.
Share the cup.
They play out the two ends of overtime.
Yeah.
And it's still a tie. What do? Do they just keep playing overtime?
I think that's what they do for the Grey Cup. They go until it's over. I think, don't quote me. How cool would it be if it came down to like a punt off or something? Like in like the 1903 decree of the whole move of the league, we say if a game goes to overtime, the Grey Cup, punters both kick from the goal line. Whoever kicks it farther wins the Grey Cup. Or a ruse off.
Oh,
Something sassy.
I don't even know what to think about it. Like, it's not. I don't think it's going to be much of a game. Like, everybody's like, oh, don't count out Nick Arbuckle. He's the third stringer. Even if he personally is not the greatest quarterback or not like a terrible quarterback, he hasn't had the team chemistry time.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Like it's just.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And if the Bombers play the way they did on Saturday. It's foregone conclusion, you know?
Yeah, like when you got, I used to call him Garfield's uncle, back when he was hot, when he was sort of throwing touchdowns a little bit, old Nick Arbuckle. I'm like, oh yeah, because Garfield's dad's name is John Arbuckle.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, it's Garfield's uncle there at quarterback for the Argos this Grey Cup. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully he doesn't have any lasagna on his fingers, you know what I mean? Like the Garfield punts are going to be rolling out. Okay, one final thing, because we won't dwell on all this. I want to look to the bright, bright future of next year. Say you get the quarterback that you want. Say you got Trevor Harris shaping his mind, turning him into a guru. What do you think is going to happen next year? Are you confident in this team next year?
I will wait to make my judgment after we see what Corey Mace does with free agents.
Are you happy with Corey Mace?
Yeah, I think as a first-year head coach with a first-year offensive coordinator as well, I think we did pretty well, making it to the West Final as first year, especially considering the Riders' history.
And he put that loss on himself, hey?
I mean, I think it was partially on coaching, but I also...
And he said it, though. You don't normally hear a coach say that, which is pretty cool.
I don't know. It was just... Yeah. Score-wise, I forgot about the score prediction.
Oh, the predictions. Here we go.
So I said 24-17 for the Riders. My dad said 36-28 for the Riders.
Hell yeah.
And you said 32-22 for the Bombers.
Sounds like I win by default.
I think you did win by default.
I didn't want to win.
Yeah, you did. You really did. There's a reason you were cheering for the Bombers.
I'd just like to be prepared to send you to a Grey Cup. You know what I mean? Instead of just trying to put it all together the last week of the season. But
next season. We've got some plans for next season, and really...
We're looking forward to it. It'll be a good one.
Yeah.
He is the Rider Insider, co-host of The Viewing Room. New episode out today, as well as the face about the place, an international man of mystery, LB. Thanks for coming in, man. You can go back to your hovel and spend a couple more days there being sad.
Yeah, I will.
So as you can imagine, his performance during The Viewing Room was immaculate. I told the boys right after we shot it, said, listen, I know it seems like LB didn't contribute much, but I'm telling you, the awkwardness and the humor that was created from him being physically and emotionally defeated. It's going to go a long way. So looking forward to the new episode of The Viewing Room coming up in a couple of weeks. I guess it'll be for that one. But hey, look, right there. No, I know, but I'm talking about the one we recorded, Dragon. That one that we recorded 2 days ago is out today. If you want to see a very sad LB, check out the new episode of The Viewing Room every Tuesday, starring our man Dragon, who's on the ones and twos today, along with Emily May, also flipping the switches on the ones and twos as she's being trained up to become a part of the producing team as well as the hosting team, which leads us to this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, every Tuesday we record the All Out of Angst podcast, and the two stars of that show also join the live show. It is Mike, also known as Uncle Mike, from All the Natural Products, along with that from the band.
Oh, hey, thank you.
Here, here. Here, here. So the reason I'm putting all this together is because Emily May's in there. She's learning how to push the buttons, how to get us on, how to play the pre-tapes and do all that stuff. But we've also gone out and about with Emily May to businesses. And that's sort of becoming her new show, like a spotlight on business. Now, Uncle Mike, you were chosen as the first business, Uncle Mike's All Natural Products, to have the crew roll in there and create something that I'm really, really excited for. What were your thoughts on the process there?
I felt pretty special. Yeah, it was a good time. It was it was funny. It was informative. It was more funny. I mean, that's kind of my shtick as well. I like make things funny. You know, it's why not? It's way more fun. Way more fun.
It's a great way to go through life. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
And the idea here being that you don't just get to know the business as we got into the building and showed off all this cool stuff. You also get to know the man or the woman behind the business, the people. And that's sort of what we're going for here. And I think we're going to play the first ever episode live. Well, it's not live because it's recorded, but we're going to play it on the live show. And then next week, after we put the finishing touches on it, it will be released as the first edition of whatever we decide to name it. So I don't think we need to talk about it anymore. I think it's time for us to take a look and see how this bad boy goes. So without further ado, the new Spotlight on Business show that still hasn't really been named yet. And its host, Emily May. Let's go ahead and run that one, guys.
Hey, my name is Emily May Simmons with Dufferin Ave Media Network, and today we're checking out Uncle Mike's All Natural Products. So follow me! Oh my gosh, how did you meet me in here? Doesn't matter. Let's find Mike. Is this him? No, this isn't him right now. Let's keep looking. Oh!
Well, hello there.
Well, hello, Uncle Mike.
Well, and welcome. So this is Man Bar. It is our most popular soap. This is kind of a botched and end cut, so it won't actually be sold to people.
Perfect.
Normally I wear gloves for this purpose.
We're taking risks today.
I may not. Yeah.
But like your shirt says, clean hands save lives.
That's right.
And that's what we got in here, okay?
That's right.
We're about to cut some unsellable soap anyway.
There you go. We're going to switch
So what are these shapes? Do you have multiple kinds of
so
things?
basically this is our soap cutting frame table. So when we batch soap, we will make about 100-pound batches, and they're 2 large blocks of 50 pounds each. We then cure them in the mold. They're brought up onto the table. This frame allows us to cut them into loaves, and then we switch the frames out, and from loaves then we cut them into bars.
Wow.
So again, a little sample of how it might work. Obviously this is different to how we would actually cut because we're cutting just a single bar, just like that, possibly with some soap flying at the camera. It makes it. This is how we cut our mini bars.
Ooh.
That sounded nice.
That did sound nice.
And everyone's got a little bar of soap to take home.
That is so satisfying. Wow.
So it's kind of a woodsy blend. It has Himalayan cedarwood, pine needle, spearmint, star anise essential oils, and then it has crushed spruce tips for a gentle exfoliation, as well as a French green clay and a Rasoul clay. So everything, even down to our exfoliants and colors, are all herb, spices, clay. So there's no synthetic colors, no synthetic fragrances, all steam distilled essential oils for all the scents, and cold pressed vegetable oils that make up the the soap. So before it's a liquid, it's actually more of a paste or a gel type. Goes through a series of different consistencies before it actually gets turned into liquid. But before we dilute it, we need to test it to make sure it's ready to dilute. So we take a small sample of it, approximately 30 grams. Basically the soap paste will dilute down into the water, and it's basically a clarity test. So we want a clear soap. If your soap is not clear, that means there's unsaponified oil still in it. Yeah. From here we move it into... Gary, what are you doing? You can't eat it. Man, actually, that one...
Tiger.
Yeah, it looks like the ice cream. It tastes like the ice cream, but you're not really supposed to eat it. Mind you, it is probably the safest.
Gary!
To eat. Well, yeah, what do you do?
So good.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. You can use it for your hands and you can have it for a snack if you're a little hungry. I'm sure Uncle Mike does all the time, as well as Gary. Thank you so much, Uncle Mike. It's been a pleasure.
Sorry, I'm right here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's mini Uncle Mike, but
Yeah,
if you want real
it's
Uncle Mike.
it's been a pleasure.
Thanks so much for coming by.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway,
Okay, smell you later.
smell you. Oh, yes, you will. Of all your soaps.
Thank you.
And we've now made it back to the damn studio with Mike. We brought him back with us from Uncle Mike's All Natural Products. So please welcome Uncle Mike.
Whoa! Amazing.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
How did you get here from your store?
Well, it was a journey, I tell you that much.
I believe that. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We have some of your beautiful products here. Not enough.
Yes, thank you.
Not enough. We got to go back to the store. But we will have more. But I want to know more about you, Uncle
Sure.
Mike. So
Sure.
please, can I ask, when did Uncle Mike's All Natural Products initially begin in Saskatoon?
So officially started selling products in 2009, but I was probably doing it for about 2.5 years prior to that. Just because when I initially started making products, I never had the thought of actually starting a business. It was just trying to produce products for myself and my family, trying to replace products in my medicine cabinet with all natural products when I wasn't able to find something that I really deemed truly natural or effective on store shelves. So I just kind of wanted to take it upon myself to make my own stuff.
And how were you able to come up with recipes without using chemicals? Because I wouldn't know how to do that, and I wouldn't expect someone to know how to do that.
For sure. So, I mean, basically when I did have a product, the first product I ever made was my healing salve, initially developed to repair my hands from rock climbing. And I was using a product similar to what I ended up making. And so I basically looked at the ingredients one day and was like, oh, olive oil, beeswax, tea tree essential oil. You know, I had those things in my cupboard. I took an old beeswax candle and like grated it down and made a very basic salve without really any idea of, proportions, percentages of ingredients. It was just, you melt a little beeswax, add some oil. What kind of consistency does that get you? And then once I had made a basic salve, then it was, okay, what properties do I really want to see in this product? And that's where kind of the research came in. So just a lot of reading. And then once I kind of had an ingredient list together based on the properties that I wanted to see in the product, then that's where the trial and error came to get it to a right consistency so that it was, it would stay solid at room temperature and not be too soft, and obviously be soft enough that you could scoop a little bit out and not be too hard. And so a lot of research and then a lot of trial and error.
So we also have some of your stuff right here. So I believe this is the pumice hand soap.
Yes.
So this is the gritty.
Yeah, so
gritty
True
stuff?
Grit, it's kind of, after working in the garage or working in the garden, this is something that kind of rivals like Fast Orange and a kind of a pumice-based hand cleaner. So it has a bamboo activated charcoal in it, which is going to help pull out toxins. Obviously, a whole lot of pumice to get that really good scrub to really get in there and clean your hands really well. It's yeah, like I said, great for after working on your car or your bike, after working in the garden where you've got some greasy, dirty spots that you really need to scrub, get a little deeper scrub in there.
Wow. See? Another, so you're very direct with the soaps you create. They all have different reasonings. And in our video, we also highlighted some of the other, I guess not flavors, maybe in Gary's case flavors, but other scents, other colors of soaps.
For sure. And I guess one thing when I was developing the products, I mean, different essential oils have different properties to them. And so a lot of times you'll just see, products with a scent associated with them. With all of my products, the essential oils that are chosen have a specific purpose to be in there. Obviously, they smell nice, but they have, a specific reason why I chose those essential oils. So whether it's cleansing, whether it's moisturizing, whether it's antibacterial, whether it's antiviral, they're in there for a specific purpose, not just to smell nice.
Absolutely.
But then the smelling nice is a byproduct of it.
It's a bonus.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. If you bring back your 1 liter refill bottle of foaming hand soap, you do save 10% on your refill. So, and then you save another bottle of, another plastic bottle.
That's amazing. Well, Uncle Mike, are there any closing words that you'd like to tell? Maybe a fun fact about yourself that I didn't ask about.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm putting him on the spot right now.
Yeah, you guys like to do that around here, don't you?
Hey, it's a Dufferin Ave Media Network special here.
Yeah.
You got to end it
obviously.
some way like this.
I guess, I mean, maybe this is kind of lame, but when I was developing my deodorant, which is probably one of my most proudest products, the product I'm most proud of, because that's one of the things that I really couldn't find an all-natural solution that actually worked. I was framing houses, working construction when I was developing it, and the way I tested it was I would come home every day after applying, the different blends, and I would get my wife to smell my armpits, and it was this blend that we are still currently using that was the winner. I came home and she gave me the smell test and she gave me the A-OK. And so that's what I stuck with, and I've been using it for 15 years now. So
That's a very raw test.
yes, yeah, exactly. I mean,
you can't go wrong with that.
Tested on friends, not animals. That's literally how we test our products.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Yes,
Uncle Mike, for
thank
coming
you.
back down to the DAM studio after visiting your store. We will be back and hopefully there to smell some more products.
Yes, we will. We'll smell you later.
Smell you later, Uncle Mike.
Like if
strong.
it wasn't soap, you wouldn't actually spit it out. Yeah.
What was the consistency the same? Like ice cream?
Like taffy, maybe. No, it'll be fine.
So there you go. The first ever edition of a not yet named show, but it will be a show that shows off your business in exactly that type of way. Again, thank you to Emily May as well as Dragon for putting all that together and getting it started. And if you think that your business or organization could benefit from something like this, let us know, all right? You can send us an email at contact@dufferinav.com. Everybody's sending emails. Or you can just head to our website, dufferinav.com. The letters are a little bit bigger on this one, dufferinav.com. We love helping you. Dragon loves when we do our
Dragon's just
our
cringing in
commercials
there.
like that. Hold on. If you want to let Dragon know to stop being such a wuss and just enjoy this, send us an email at contact@dufferinav.com. Dragon's really gonna hate it when we do this at dufferinav.com. Send him an email that tells him he's a wuss. All right. How? Hey, you just chill in there, all right? I thought Emily May was doing the show, Dragon. Come on. Can't be chirping like that. Uncle Mike, that was pretty darn cool.
That was
wasn't
pretty
it?
awesome.
Yeah.
It brought back a lot of tasty memories there. Yeah, more so for you.
I will say the Tiger did taste exactly like Tiger. And I almost went for a third bite, but I figured, you know what, the takes were done. I didn't have to, but I was thinking about it.
I do specifically mention, advertise, tell people, whatever. Looks like the ice cream, smells like the ice cream, tastes like soap. Do not eat.
It tastes like this. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So you were wrong on that one. But
Well,
do
I
not
guess so.
eat is the point of the story
That's-
because it
that's
still
really the
is
point.
soap.
Exactly.
So the Spotlight on Business show coming soon. And it's off to a very hot start as we're hanging out with the All Out Angst podcast boys here on a Tuesday. We like to talk a lot about music and other fun things. And before we get to any of that, Matt from all the bands here just casually said, hey, did I tell you the latest story? And then he told this, and we said, nope, you didn't tell us about that one, as you always have really fun adventures at your place.
Yeah,
eh?
because I guess, building up, like we had last winter, the heat was out for a month. And then we had, a few months ago, the little fire scare where the boiler, filled the place
Not
with
good.
smoke. And,
run
we've
outside.
had the guy that's been breaking in and stealing the laundry coinage. Well, last week, me and Aaron were retiring in bed. It's probably like 10 o'clock.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Is that what you call going to bed? Retiring to bed?
We watch programs and I retire, okay?
Are you still in your smoking jacket, or do you take that off before you
have money
get
for
into bed?
smoking. I'm old. Come on.
I'm not used to people saying, well, that's it for me. I'm going to retire to my chambers
Yeah.
now.
So, anyways, yes,
So
we were
you're retired
cordially
in bed.
retiring to our
Beautiful
to
start.
our bed and watching our programs. Usually, we fall asleep to one of those 48 hours like creep shows or something.
No, that's too
Something to really to put you in the
So
sleeping
already,
mood,
yeah.
you know.
And
Do
then
not recommend.
About 1 minute in, all the lights are off, and we hear this like scratching on the like Mesquite window screen, and we both look at each other. We're like, "Was that from outside?" I was like, I think it was. And I was like, gonna just do nothing about it. She's like, well, go check. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, made sure the light was off and, like, the computer light was off in our room or whatever. And then I just, like, kind of subtly open up. And I've also got a bat by my window because
Of course.
I want to be like, what is that? Back to the Future 2, when he goes into the wrong house and it's like someone else and that guy, he's like, so yeah, I just imagine I'm going to do that at some point in my life. But yeah, so I slowly open up the window and you can't see anything. So I peer out and all it looks like is dark, and I look a little closer and then I see the silhouette of a face looking back at me. I was like, oh,
No.
like, oh. So yeah, just like shut the window. I was like, yeah, there's someone outside the window. So we went and grabbed one of our like security cameras and like put it there just so I don't know what that's gonna do, but it's like made me feel like
The big question everyone wants to know is, did you actually sleep?
I did, yeah. It's just
That's messed up.
yeah, because it's kind of like there's the apartment, there's this little walkway, and then there's houses on the other side. So a lot of people that like go through the bins and stuff, and homeless
Here, so
people,
you're sort of
they
used
use it
to
as
it.
like a thoroughfare or whatever.
Okay.
So like it's entirely possible this person was just like hanging out there and like maybe like put on a jacket, but it's like.
But why was he peering like right
Yeah,
at you? Like
it's-
that's no.
I'm just trying to
man.
convince myself that someone wasn't leering, but
Right.
they definitely were. Like it was a thing, and like we like made eye contact, but it was so freaky because it was just the darkest silhouette. It's like almost like black on black,
Right.
and yeah, just
So what did you say to your lovely wife?
I was like, someone's out there. Like I'm
That was
looking
it,
at
though?
I'm looking at someone. She's like, get the camera. We got to do something.
Man.
And I had my bat in my hand.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, maybe it was like a bedroom role play thing, and they had the wrong
Yeah.
the wrong house. Like, I don't know. It's like, hey, honey, you want to? I'll play the
Thought about
burglar
that.
They're
tonight.
trying to climb in. Like, well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, is this not
Yeah.
247?
Yeah.
I was told I was supposed to sneak in the window and make sweet love.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
this is my bat.
I'm so
I
sorry.
am embarrassed. I'm
I
red.
am one window off. I apologize.
So yeah, that's the kind of update of how things are going. It's a little. Oh
That's
yeah, and
scary.
I had also mentioned the bat. A couple weeks ago that was in the wall. That was
Mhm.
like,
Yep.
Oh yeah, your new
Yeah,
pet. Yeah,
yeah,
I was like,
so-
I was still thinking baseball bat is in your defense
no,
weapon.
this is another bat. So yeah, we've
Is
had
the
a
bat
few.
still there? You still hear him scratching?
No, it's kind of chilled out for a bit, so that's kind of nice. Hopefully, it just found a home like in
Yeah.
one of the other suites or something.
And you haven't transitioned to nighttime crime fighting yet, or anything like that?
Well, Casey Jones has always been my.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, who needs Batman?
But no,
Yeah,
I
who needs
just-
Batman
I
when you got
don't-
Casey Jones? I mean, you
Yeah,
got the
there's
bat.
Someone
right?
that can
That's it.
fight crime. No. No.
I think you speak on behalf of both of us. Him,
I probably.
the only true manly man here. He could definitely do it.
Oh, if I, okay, not making crime. Okay.
No, never
Maybe I
making.
can do
Always.
like some behind the
Good
scenes
ending.
stuff, like even like the I don't know.
You could be the desk guy. You could be the desk
yeah,
guy.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
hey,
You take the calls, right?
Uncle
Yeah,
Mike.
okay. And
we
where's
need
your
to-
emergency? And then we can like
And you
know,
turn on the
shine
lights. Yeah, there you
flashlights,
go.
the bats.
Just
or
turning
the,
into like
the Uncle
Ghostbusters
the Uncle
here, man.
Mike
Yeah.
symbol. Yeah.
What is it? A bar of soap or
I think it would be some tiger
or a
soap.
fist?
I
or something?
probably
Way
would
up
have
on
just
the moon.
used your main logo, but
Yeah, that would have worked too. That
Either
would
way,
have
it'd
worked
be a
too.
clean.
because then it's
logo.
advertising.
That's true.
and
I
it's
like that
like
idea. That's way better idea.
And
Yep.
it's nice to like associate your brand with you know that you know you're doing.
Yeah,
good
I'm
for the
cleaning up
community. Yeah.
the city.
Getting two birds stoned at once.
There you go.
That's what we like to do around here.
Yep.
As the live edition for this Tuesday of your show, 4 to 5 p.m., continues rolling on. We got the All Out Angst podcast, boys. Now, on the audio-only show, which we record before the Tuesday edition of this show, we had an update as we've been sort of chasing a little bit of a dream as far as guests go for the All Out Angst podcast. And growing up, the three of us love the band Oswald's Walking Connection, OWC. And we've listened to them over and over. Still to this day, we have copies of the CD that has all the songs we know and love. It's like the best, the greatest. It's like all you get your hands on, really, for us. And, well, Matt, why don't you go ahead and give us the update? Because you're the one that was facilitating all this.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened.
So again, me and Aaron were out for dinner with Gary Mason and his partner Fiorella. They were updating us on their trip to Italy and, you know, showing us the photos of the Michelangelos, the Botticellis, the Matisses, all this cool stuff. Honestly, it really, really, really cool. But at the end of the night, after he had a couple beers, but not too many, and,
Sweet spot.
literally, he's like, yeah, I think I'll do the All Out of Angst podcast or whatever. And he said in the near future, so we don't have a date set, but it sounds like he's going to do it, and that's super exciting because there's so much stuff that
So
we
many
all
questions.
all want to ask. And it was kind of like the first thing when we started the All Out of Angst podcast, we were
Yeah.
talking, that would be
Yep.
so cool. So like,
It was a dream of ours.
that was the first guest that we had, and we got to talk about that. I think that'd be super cool. Or that will be super cool.
That's
Yes.
better. I like how we're talking like this is going to happen. And I joked on the AOA that this could be the first step into getting not a full-on reunion, but just maybe one little reunion show where we could hear all of our songs once more, which would be pretty awesome.
Because we'll be talking about the band. I'm sure we'll be re-listening to the songs to get
Yep.
pumped up. And then I feel like the next natural step is just like,
Play a
come
show.
on.
Bring him in.
Like, picture this. We have a damn concert night or a damn show, whatever we call it. We go to whatever venue we decide to go to. And then we got the bands. We get some UD in there, get some Raven Witch in there, some Into in there, and then maybe
Absolutely.
some OWC. Would that not be one of the funnest nights ever?
It
Pretty
sounds
awesome.
I would pay a lot of money to see that and to put that on and to make that happen. So I'm thinking that's one of our
Maybe
goals.
should I put it on the whiteboard? Like a goal?
I
Like
think
the
it
first
should
damn
be.
show?
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
man, we have the people.
Yeah,
We
but-
have the ability. We just got to put in the work. That's what Network Ryan always loves to say. Someone has to do the work. He says it like that too. It makes me want to smack him. But he's right, as usual. That's what I always tell him. Nobody here wants a yes man. We want a guy here that knows what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's very big on putting the work in, and that's sort of a little motto we have out here. Oh, look at this. Look at this little rascal. What do you see down there, girl? Anything? You're just being cute. I do love how whenever she's really cute on the Megacam, everything stops. Like,
Yeah.
just go to Megacam. That's what people want to see. So we continue. Now, you send us a bunch of really cool sort of ideas. And before maybe we dive into that, I would like to acknowledge that Uncle Mike is here, and he's doing great, even though he's gone through the ringer, had some anxiety-esque dreams.
Yeah, and there was like 4 of them. You know, when you wake up and you recall it like very vividly. You recall the dreams, and it was just like one led into another one that led into another one, and kind of all. You know, I was late for something. I couldn't find my, and like I don't know, I couldn't find my phone, and that was really like whatever. On a normal day, it's like yeah, okay, it's a little anxiety, but it's like whatever, I'll find it at some point. Whereas this was like it kept happening and happening, and I was really upset about it because I think I was I don't know, I was doing some work stuff, and so I needed it, and yada, yada, yada. And then I think I was in Italy or Rome, or I don't know. I was in some foreign country getting chased, possibly by some carnies or something. I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't end up with a very good sleep because of it. And then actually Taylor in at the shop today, and she's been researching dreams, and I told Amanda this morning, it's like, how do you, because my thought was that when you dream, you're in REM sleep, which is the deep sleep, and so it's like, how do I wake up feeling so friggin' tired, but I had all these dreams? And then Taylor, who had been researching dreams just by chance, she's like, well, actually, it's not, you're not in, maybe it's a level of REM sleep, but it's not an actual good sleep, I guess. It's like, well, that would explain why I did not sleep very well.
Almost start like changing the plot of your dream, you know, when
that's the lucid dreaming or whatever, right? Where you can and
you're on Elm Street based on that.
Yeah, it would be super cool to do that. I mean, you probably still wouldn't sleep very well, but it might be a little more enjoyable where you could, dictate how the path of the dream went. Whereas this, I don't know, I was still just, hopping around one thing to another thing. There's too much going on for me to actually direct it in a way that I wanted to go. Very chaotic, very not fun.
Interesting.
But
the reason I bring that up is because I imagine there would be different ways through music to help soothe that anxiety. Now, I don't know what kind of music it would be for you, but for me, I found way back, and this is pretty cool, our man Noel, who's been on the show numerous times. Hello to Noel. Love you, buddy. Brother Noel. I talk about it a lot, about how he introduced me to classical music. And not just introduced me, he gave me these albums, like the Rossinis and the Rachmaninoffs and the Mozarts and, all these crazy, crazy good composers, I guess they're called, right?
My composer's Jeopardy game is way up from
now we're, that's the thing.
And you just Sibelius, that's going to be Finland, and you can...
And what happened was I found, and way, way long ago, we had a couple of cassettes of these, these, I guess, classical music, best of cassettes. And my brother would have to listen to them because he had a bit of an anger problem. So it was used to calm down the anger. And so I sort of took it in because we're all anxiety through the roof and all that. But I found that before I went to bed, I would listen to some nice Rachmaninoff or some Rossini, and then
those piano concertos.
And it would just calm me down and bring me back, and it would sort of help me get a little bit of a better sleep. Now I've gotten out of that routine, but that was some of the best sleeps I ever had was when I was in that classical music before bed routine, and it just got me thinking about it when you were talking about, oh my God, this frickin' anxiety is killing me.
I'm willing to try anything. I mean, normally I take magnesium before I go to sleep, which helps.
Of the natural elements.
Generally helps, but it doesn't. I don't know, for whatever reason. Just a lot of shit on the mind, I guess.
Okay. What's your take on the melatonin thing?
Here we go.
Too much. Not good to be taking them.
Well, I don't know. I've heard, anecdotally.
We're not professionals in any way.
I'm not a doctor. Not a doctor. But our bodies produce melatonin, and then when you take melatonin, it stops your body from producing it because you're getting your thing.
The same thing with taking sleeping pills or something.
Right, for sure.
It just seems like a Band-Aid solution.
And melatonin is maybe a more natural solution as opposed to a sleeping pill. Yeah. But then, again, just anecdotally, what I've heard is that, then your body, then you need to keep taking the melatonin because your body stops producing it. I've also heard that that's not true. I don't know. Yeah. Not a doctor. Yeah, not a doctor.
For me, because I've throughout my life suffered with insomnia and stuff, and there was a time when I tried the melatonin, and basically it would work where I get really sleepy for about 5 minutes, and if I fell asleep, it was good.
Yeah.
But if I went 10 minutes, then it's just didn't work, and then I got in my head, and then it's now it just
didn't help.
Work,
yeah. And I find too, it was one of those things that if I took it and I was only going to have 6 or 7 hours of sleep, I'd wake up super groggy. Totally. And that's kind of why I've gone the magnesium. I mean, magnesium also has other purposeful things for the muscles and soreness and whatnot. So
We
it's
saw
kind
you
of
stirring that soap.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Well,
surprised that
Man.
container stayed on the shelf. I thought you were just going to send it off.
oh yeah, a lot of soap there.
I can tell you that all those different sleeping pills, I think I tried like 4 or 5 different types. And all of them, like they're just, like the ones that do work, when you wake up, it tastes like your whole mouth is a piece of iron. And you got that irony taste for like the whole day. And then there's other ones, like Ambiens I tried, and those ones are just insane. Those are like the Tiger Woods ones
Oh, yeah.
that he would like use to get high off of. And those ones will knock you out. But again, you don't feel like you're rested.
Right.
They just knock you out, and then all of a sudden you're like, where am I? And everything's all wonky. And I've always found that no matter what sleeping pill you take, it never truly helps.
No, it's just a
You
bad
could get a 14-hour sleep and you wake up and you're just like, oh, what
that
happened?
was like Michael Jackson's whole thing, right?
Yeah, man.
Because he needed them because he was working such a busy schedule. So to like just get some sleep, he wanted, his medicine.
Just
with his
conk me out,
sleeping,
yeah.
So he was just taking the high doses, and that's what actually killed him.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous game to play. So I'm happy to be out of that, and just like the last, I don't know, three days or so, I've gotten more sleep on the lounger than I have in bed, just because of everything that's going on. And we wear all this stuff and whatever is going on in your life, and it's just, it doesn't stop up here, so then you don't rest. So
Yeah.
it's a dangerous game going down that sleeping pill route, and I feel like people need to hear that, because everyone just wants that quick fix, but until you work on it, it's not going to help you.
For me, the go-to for many, many years was just watching Seinfeld. I think I've told you before, but just like
That TV
because I
on.
have every one of them memorized.
Right.
Just like you hear the bass at the start, and then I'll maybe make it
routine.
2 minutes in, and then even if I just fall asleep for that episode, and then that's at least I did fall asleep,
Yeah.
and then your mind kind of gets less. The anxiety starts lowering, because for me, the more awake I am, I'm like, now I've only got 4 hours, and now
Right.
I've only got 3, and
Yeah.
then you start,
Counting down
getting
the hours
in
you
your
might
head.
get. Oh.
But yeah, with the music, that's I like just even with this thing. Just we're winding down to retire in our quarters. Yeah, I'll pop on I really like Chopin's Nocturnes.
Ooh, there's
Like,
one.
All the Nocturnes are just fantastic. Just pick any one of them. Chopin's Nocturnes, they rule. That music rules. So he did a review on some classical music from Western society. Can we give you some quotes? that really rules, man. Okay, Chopin.
Amazing.
Chopin. Tell me more about Chopin. Was he a conductor? What was Chopin do?
Just composed music.
Composer, yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
At least I did know that. That feels good. As we continue here on the Tuesday edition of your show, yesterday was Remembrance Day. And we'd been planning something here for a while. And it's a slow project. But we finally sort of got started on it. And we went out to my buddy Johnny's place. And Dragon and we filmed a lovely tribute to his great uncle George. And it was very cool to sort of get to know a soldier from World War II. And we played it yesterday with our tribute for Remembrance Day. Had a nice live little, segment introducing it. And we did the Flanders Fields and the whole 9 yards to, honor everyone. And the video turned out really, really good. And it basically told the story of his great uncle George and sort of how he went from being born here in Saskatchewan and then headed on out. And we sort of followed his road through World War II until his eventual death. A sniper
Crazy.
got 7 of the guys in his battalion, the Cameron Battalion, I believe they're called. And after the 7th one, they finally got him. So this one sniper that took Great Uncle George also took 6 of his comrades, and it was like, oh my goodness, it was like such heavy stuff. But apparently it was a very quick death, so it was either the head or the heart. And just to be even talking about those things, it was some really heavy stuff, and just following the road that took him over there and seeing all of these letters telling these stories. It was very, very cool. So if you want to check it out, it is on the YouTube channel, and you can see the tribute to our buddy Johnny's great uncle George. Now, with that in mind, and Remembrance Day as a whole, it was a great way to pay tribute and to give thanks. And I know we're all sort of the same sort of area. Like, thank you for your
Oh,
service and all of
absolutely.
that. You guys got any thoughts on Remembrance Day?
Both my grandparents fought in the war.
you
So
go.
my mom's dad, Jake Peters, he was a foot soldier from 39 right until like 45. Like, so
Holy
he did
jeez.
Italy,
All
Africa,
the
you know,
way.
everything right up into like cleaning out like concentration camps at the end.
Crazy.
And just like and like foot soldiers. So like you're like right up,
Oh, yeah.
in there. And then
trenches.
my dad's dad, Al Cuthbertson, he was a Lancaster bomb aimer. So, you know, like you're flying over these hot targets and, you know, basically low probability you're going to live. Like the one time that he didn't go on the mission, and this is a story that we had heard or whatever, but he'd eaten some bad eggs the night before,
no.
didn't go out, and that was the day that his crew was shot down.
Taken down.
Crazy.
And like I wouldn't be here if that
Right.
wasn't, like it's crazy.
And
but,
Yeah.
but I'm just so thankful for everyone that served, and we're no comparison. They are truly the
The
greatest generation.
stories behind all that, and that was like one of the biggest takeaways from this project was, like, it ended with, just in print, over 70 million people died during that war.
Yeah.
And this is the story of just one person of those 70 million. And then
Yeah.
you think about how many other stories like this. Like he's talking about how it feels like heaven to have dry feet because he's in the trenches all the time. It's like they got to go for a Christmas dinner out of the trenches to like a building, and they had like a canned turkey and like a couple potatoes, and it's like, this is the best thing ever. And it's like, you take that and you compare it to now. Like, I'm complaining about having to walk from the house to the garage because it hurts my back, you know? Like, you want to talk about true men and true, like, real human beings contributing to something. Like, it was a very good thing, and it reminded me the importance of Remembrance Day, because we spend how much time not acknowledging how much was done, how many sacrifices were made, so we can sit here and complain about our backs. You know, it's like, it's crazy to.
It always puts it into perspective.
And
Like,
that's what we
obviously,
need.
we all have good days and bad days, and sometimes you're just like, can be a little bit of a down, like, you know. But
I'm like that a lot,
ultimately,
yeah.
we just have it so easy, and so much was given to us. It's like,
That's
we
what-
got to make the best of it, guys.
Yeah, man, it's a reminder. Like, you think you got it tough. Boy, oh boy, read this letter. And like, it's just crazy to be able to open your eyes and to have it right in front of you, like the entire story of this human being's life right there. And I think it carried very well over to the video portion of it. And thanks again to Jonathan for getting the story out there and across. But it's very cool. You got any thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I mean, my mom's dad, I mean, she was born in the States, so he was on the American side, but obviously all fighting for the same cause. He was a navigator on a bomber and made it through all his tours, and was, I mean, and this is not any more sad, I guess, but it just seems like such a terrible thing to happen. Basically was done, and something like didn't die in combat, but didn't make it home, you know, and it was something like, I don't know, there was like a celebration. I don't know, he got either into a fight or something and like died in the hospital. Again, not from a battle wound per se, but it was
sure on your
like
card too to say this was not in service.
yeah. So it was just like, that was even, I mean, not that it was any good or but it was like he was basically on his way home the next day, and something. So my mom never met her dad, like, you know. So
And that's like, man, and like great Uncle George. I know he's goosing, man. It's heavy
full
stuff,
blown,
dude. I'm telling you, like great Uncle George had a story, like in his an actual report stating, like he was injured not in service, and it turns out that he was leaving an establishment, was walking down the street and got hit by a streetcar.
yeah,
Like just got hit by a streetcar, woke up. So it said that it was around like 1900 hours he got hit, then woke up at around 700 hours the next day. And he like sat up, took his chart from his bed and read what had happened to him. Like he had no clue. So he's like, oh, that's why I'm here. Okay. You know, and then that was it. And then it got better and back to it. And then back to the trenches and off you go.
yeah.
And so they like make sure they have those different sort of, I guess, assigned ways of how you were injured and all that stuff you got to keep track of. I also had, and this was really cool, one of my good buddies from way back in the day, my buddy Dwayne Hackett is his name, corporal, lieutenant man. I think he did 3 or 4 overseas trips, and he sent me just a message. I haven't talked to him in months and months, and he just sent me a message, and it was saying his first deployment, 2 VP Alpha Company, which was his unit. They were attached to 1 VP Alpha, which was the Red Devils, and he sent me a video of them. Literally, this is a dawn raid on the Taliban, right there. And that was him. And he's gone over like 4 or 5 times, and now he's finally served his time, so now he's back home and he's doing great. But just to know that you have those friends out there still doing it, have done these things, and like the stories this dude can tell.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just on this day, he saw and he connected, and it's like, dude, I love you, I miss you, I hope all is well, and just to see stuff like that, it's like, whoa.
My childhood, like high school friend Justin Boyes said he was killed over in Afghanistan. It would have been whenever, like just after 2001. So probably like I'm gonna say like 2006-ish or whatever. But yeah, basically he was in Kandahar or whatever, doing handing out or helping civilians or whatever, and just like a suicide vehicle came and blew him up or whatever. But it's just crazy. That was like my first experience of knowing someone where we were just like buddies that played like dodgeball and stuff.
Right.
And now
And it's real.
and now he goes off to war, and now he's not there anymore. But that's all important work, and it's just
And even just sitting here now, like hearing these stories, like the fact that you go over there and it's not just the war, like you say, it's the stuff outside of the war that can get you too. It's like so many different things.
But it's so important. Like again, like I don't want to get too into everything.
Hey,
but,
we always say no politics, no
Yeah,
religion,
yeah.
but we can talk about stuff like this.
But
It's
yeah,
important.
just like the fact that he's there to help to make sure people can get education, and everyone, boys and girls and everyone, and it's just he had a pure heart and he was just trying to help out, and it's just such a shame that the world can be that way.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. It's you always need to remember. You don't want to take stuff for granted, and we've just said before, it's so easy to take things for granted as life throws a million different curveballs at you all the time, and it's just you got to keep swimming. That's what we say around here, just keep swimming and try to make sure we keep rolling. As we got a couple minutes left here on the Tuesday edition of your show. Is there anything else you guys would like to touch on today at all? Did we talk about the football game a little enough, do you think? Do you think we've acknowledged the fact that the Riders had a rough one?
Yeah, like we were, Rainbowitz was tracking baselines. We had it.
Everyone
we
said
had
we
it
were
all.
watching, yeah.
Yeah, we were watching. Tristan was eating sushi, but we were pretty passively watching because we looked at the score and we're like, they seem good.
I can't remember if we talked about that on this show or on the recording. So that's
I
why
can't remember either.
Touch on it once more. I'm just trying to think about all the things that happened over the weekend that we should be touching on.
Yeah.
If they would have made it, would you guys have watched the Grey Cup?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'm a bandwagon guy. Like,
hey, it is Saskatchewan.
I mean, I think I'm going to watch the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight on Friday, like it's one of those things
Let's
that
get into
they've
this.
been
Yeah,
doing
buddy,
such a good
you know,
job of promoting it. I'm just
ramping
like,
it
I
up.
can't get away from
well, I'm curious. I mean, I probably would have tuned in at least at some point anyway by myself, and then Buddy sent out things like, I'm going to have a couple people over, and I mean, he's got a hot tub and a ping pong table, and it's like, I'll go for the hot tub and the
that's the
ping
place
pong,
to
and
be,
like it'll
yeah.
be on.
on
you know.
Netflix, or is it a pay-per-view through Netflix, or what is?
I know it's on Netflix. I don't know if it's included in the normal subscription. I've
it's
seen
on-
kind of the ads. It seems like it's just.
Can they charge on Netflix?
I don't think they
don't
can.
think they
I think
have a
it's just
pay-per-view
part of the
outlet, yeah.
normal subscription.
Interesting.
As far as I
you're
know.
telling me
Haven't
that it's
looked
going to
too
be
much
on
into it.
Netflix for
Yeah.
people to watch.
Yeah, Friday night, the 15th.
The 15th. LB's really pumped for it. He's our
Yep.
fight guy. He's
Yep.
pumped.
Watching some of those punching bags get hit by Mike Tyson.
Oh,
It's just like,
everyone-
oh, man.
Everyone is watching this thing just to see this Paul guy get knocked the F out.
Yeah,
eh?
I think so. I mean,
Like, what's going to happen? And I know no one thinks it's going to happen. What happens if Jake Paul knocks out Mike Tyson? Logan Paul. Jake Paul? Something Paul. What happens if Paul knocks
one of
out
the
Tyson?
Paul guy?
Well, he's a lot younger than him. He should.
But I mean, and I don't know. I guess I've heard both sides of it. That like, oh yeah, he's younger and he has been training, and it's like, but it's freaking Mike Tyson.
And
The
he
guy
hasn't
has
fought
video
anybody.
games made up.
He hasn't fought any real fighters.
Right. I mean,
That's the other thing. These guys just pick and choose jabronis, and they go and say, "Look at me, I'm a boxer. I beat up Glass Joe." You know, it's like, no, not really.
yeah. So I mean, if Paul does win, I mean, I've heard, it's like, well, it's rigged. Like, if that's really the way to tell if it's like, wow. I mean,
Isn't that the
obviously
world we
anything
live
could
in?
happen,
Yeah.
But
Do you know how much like they're getting for this, or is there a number?
There's a lot. I don't know. How much? 40 million is what Jake's taking home. What about Mike?
regardless,
40 for Jake, 20 for Mike. Million.
how does that work? Why is he getting?
Okay.
I trust it.
According to the internet.
Okay.
So we'll see. I'm telling you, I saw the one thing I actually took the time to sort of delve into a little more was a video of Mike Tyson watching the Jake Paul Mike Tyson build-up thing that was on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah, that was good.
And he was basically saying, yeah, like this guy can be whatever he is. He can be a fake killer. I'm a real killer. I'm a natural born killer. And he's like, and it's like, yeah, this is over before it starts. Like, just imagine. You're up there and you're looking across the ring and you see Iron Mike Tyson and you realize what's about to happen. Like, this might be the first time we ever actually see someone shit their pants in a ring, like full on.
I would definitely
Like
defecate.
full on. Like, I know what's happened where like guys get hit and they like poop themselves, but I feel like we might have a before the fight starts poop for Mr. Paul. Because this guy, like, he's going to come out and, his whole intro is going to be sick. He's going to,
I just feel like an
very excited for it.
Imodium sponsorship. Like there's something here.
I see Jake Paul.
yeah.
Imodium's like candy. He's like, oh man, I got this. Don't worry, man, I got this. Oh, so yeah, I totally forgot. That's going to be a
that'll be
okay. Very excited.
be interesting. I don't know.
All right, you guys, how are your fingers doing? You want to play some
Loose and ready.
piano? All right, Emily May, you want to go ahead and hit us up with some piano on our way out here? We'll see if we got it on the
What's he
headset.
planning? What's he planning?
I got nothing. We're so close. Hold on, he says. Hold on. Still nothing. New workshop. This is good. This is how we know. As we're working on getting the gremlins out of here. You guys can start playing. It's definitely going. I don't have a countdown and I don't hear it yet. But I will say thank you to these two guys for coming in. Again, new episode, AOA. Coming in hot Thursday for you to enjoy anywhere you get your audios podcasts, like the Spotify's and the Apple Music's, and there's some other ones there too, I think, that are pretty good. No, still got nothing. How much time do we got left in the countdown? Perfect. I appreciate that. As we get ready tomorrow, we're going to check back in with our friend Adrian the Canadian around the world, aka Coach Number 1. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, as we look through. How about time now? He looks so cute when he's fixing stuff. Hey, he's got that sick hairdo. You're doing great, by the way. See it? You can see it. We have how much? Doctor? Any time left on Frankie's fingers? He's just leaving me hanging. Dragon, do we know how much time's left? 1 minute, okay, we can handle that. 1 minute to go. We debuted, you guys. We debuted the new Spotlight on Business show with our friend Emily May, which is fantastic. Uncle Mike approved as we showcase his lovely shop and got to know him and his business a little bit more. As well, thank you to you for joining us here on this amazing show. We've become an incredible family here, and it's all thanks to you for supporting and being a part of this. Remember, if you do have any causes or any businesses that need spotlights or any love, let us know and we'll come to you and we'll help you, okay? That's what we're all about here. We're just all about helping people. And with that, we will bid you adieu for the day as these piano players are just crushing it like they always do. Remember, karma is a very, very, very real thing. More than ever, do good things and you'll notice they'll start happening to you, all right? So remember that. Have yourself an incredible rest of your Tuesday and we'll see you tomorrow.
What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah.